here. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for our webinar today. I am Kurt. I am currently a graduate intern with the Kansas Energy Program. I'm the lead for the benchmarking, soon to be a full-time employee, which I'm excited about. I'm just a couple of weeks away from finishing my master's in environmental policy. So today we're going to be talking about the new project, K-12 energy benchmarking that we have. This is something we were just getting started back in March whenever the pandemic hit, so it was disappointing that it got off to a rocky start, but we're all dealing with some unexpected challenges right now, especially schools. So we appreciate you giving us some of your time today. If you have any questions during the webinar, please type them into the chat box, and then we will answer those at the end of the webinar. So the K-12 Energy Benchmarking Project is funded through the Kansas Corporation Commission with a grant from the U.S. Department of Energy. The KCC Energy Division is partnered with us at the Kansas Energy Program to provide no-cost energy efficiency education to Kansas public schools. The K-12 Energy Benchmarking Program is designed to educate school administrators and facility operators, increase energy efficiency practices by building occupants, and identify potential energy efficient upgrades and how schools can pay for them. So the primary goal of the project is to reduce energy use in K-12 schools with a secondary goal to engage the students in assessing and monitoring their energy use. All right, so a little bit about us at the Kansas Energy Program. We provide education, grant information, and technical assistance to small businesses, K-12 educators, and governmental entities. Our goal is to encourage the implementation of energy efficiency and renewable energy. The KEP offers a variety of no-cost energy education support, including presentations and workshops, energy-themed breakout rooms, puzzles and games, and curricula. We also maintain an energy library of books, periodicals, and pamphlets, as well as energy-related equipment available for loan to use in interactive projects in the classroom that reinforce principles in the next generation science standards. All the activities, including energy benchmarking, align with NGSS practices, disciplinary core ideas, and cross-cutting concepts. The KEP supports small businesses by providing no-cost energy audits and assistance in preparing USDA Rural Energy for America program grant applications. Additionally, the KEP provides technical assistance to the KCC and any governmental entities going through the Facility Conservation Improvement Program. So again, all of this is at no cost, all of our services and equipment available for loan at no cost, and we will really work hard to get these things out to you as efficiently as possible. So there are 4 of us at the Kansas Energy Program. 3 are certified energy managers and 2 are engineers. So this energy benchmarking project is something we're pretty excited about at Kansas Energy Program. When things began to shut down because of the pandemic, we were just beginning to schedule visits to schools in late March and early April to speak with students and teachers to form some student teams. We think the project is a really great opportunity for students to learn about energy through hands-on activities, and it's a great chance for schools to save some money as well. So Energy Star estimates that K-12 schools in the United States spend $8 billion each year just on energy. It's the second largest expense behind personnel. Schools across the country are reducing energy use as much as 30% by implementing energy efficiency practices and technologies. Some schools have documented 20 to 37% reductions in electricity use by adopting behavior-based strategies that are relatively inexpensive to implement. More than 10,000 K-12 schools have earned EPA's Energy Star certification, and these schools consume about 35% less energy than similar schools across the country. Now, most schools can improve their energy efficiency up to 10% with low or no cost changes in operations. And hopefully the energy reduction results in enough financial savings that can then be reinvested into other areas of the school that can improve the learning environment for the students. And we can see in this image in the slide So this is a list of Energy Star certified buildings, K through 12 school buildings in Kansas. So we can see a lot of the older buildings have become Energy Star certified, and it's kind of surprising that the newer ones are not coming on as Energy Star certified. So if you have an old school, there's a lot of potential there to reduce energy use and then see a nice chunk of financial savings. So the benchmarking project is going to use resources provided by the EPA's Energy Star program. One of the first steps will be, I will be obtaining energy bills and building information from the school. So we'd like to have at least 12 months of electric, gas, and water utility payments. I just had a school recently who gave me utility data all the way back to 2010. So if you could provide that, that would be awesome. But we just asked for at least 12 months. And building information includes things like the square footage, if there's a high school with it, how many workers are on the main shift during the day, if there's weekend operation, and how much of the facility can be heated and or cooled. All right, so we'll use that information, we'll put that into the Portfolio Manager database on Energy Star's website. That information will generate a score, an energy score ranging from 1 to 100. And it's a benchmark as to how the school's energy performance compares with other schools in the nation. And it'll account for the climate, the weather, and the activities going on at the school. So the score will provide a baseline for tracking future energy efficiency improvements. And a school that achieves an energy score of 75 or higher can qualify for Energy Star certification. So the image here shows that, I think this is from 2016. So in 2016, there were 55,000 schools in the Portfolio Manager database. So when we input your information into this database, you'll be compared with similar schools in that database. And we can see the average Energy Star score right now is 67. So here's an example of a school in Kansas that did, I believe they went through the FCIP, the Facility Conservation Improvement Program, to make some efficiency upgrades at their facility. So we can see here on the September 2015 is their energy baseline, that middle left column. So they started out fairly low with an energy score of 48. And then the source EIU is going to be the energy use intensity. So the source EIU is the raw material that is used to produce the energy required by your facility. So that includes from generation, transmission, to distribution to your facility. The site energy use intensity is just the energy that is used on site at your facility. So you can see they were able to improve in every area here. They were able to raise their score by almost 20 points and reduce their energy use intensity. So this is part of the portion where students will take over. So we do the initial data entry, and they will continue inputting energy data from the school's monthly energy bills, and they will work in this Portfolio Manager. All right, so the student team, So ideally, a group or class of students with faculty support would take ownership of the continued success of this project. The student team will take control of the campus profile and Portfolio Manager, where they will set performance targets and continue to track the school's energy use by inputting the data from monthly energy bills. The toolkit will walk the student team through activities to understand energy efficiency and its importance in their school, and the major uses of energy typically found in schools, and solutions for reducing energy. So the pie chart here shows generally the higher areas of energy consumption in schools, the water heating, lighting, and space heating. The toolkit provides a checklist to guide the group of students and staff through a treasure hunt of the school looking for opportunities for improvement. The treasure hunt is intended to find no-cost or low-cost initiatives that can be implemented to improve energy efficiency. The student team will also create a behavior change campaign at the school to reduce wasted energy. Worksheets in the toolkit will help students calculate simple payback periods for energy efficiency upgrades. The student team will compile their findings and present to teachers and/or administration to advocate for efficiency improvements by showcasing the financial, environmental, and health-related benefits. So one of our goals at the Kansas Energy Program with this project is to help students turn their school into a living laboratory. We want to put students in a position to lead the charge in understanding the existing conditions in the school and how improvements to energy efficiency can have a positive impact on their learning environment. Additionally, we're hoping to incorporate information and activities on pollution prevention and radon in schools through a grant with the EPA. So one of the more important activities in that student toolkit is going to be the treasure hunt. And we have a quick video here from Energy Star on how to organize a successful treasure hunt.
Discover a trove of hidden energy savings and have fun doing it with an Energy Star treasure hunt. During the hunt, teams of intrepid energy explorers will search your facility to uncover savings. Need a map? Go to energystar.gov/treasure hunt to find all the resources you need to plan your hunt today. First, identify a site that could use a boost in energy performance. Work with the site manager to schedule the hunt. You'll gather utility bills and equipment information and create teams from across the organization and build into trawl for treasure in different sections of the facility. With your course set, you'll be ready to uncover your building's hidden energy gold. Kick off the hunt by outfitting your teams with site information, their treasure map, and a detail sheet. The teams will begin with the items on their treasure map to identify opportunities to save and build from there. Savings are everywhere. Who knows what your team will find? After the hunt, schedule time to quantify potential energy savings and complete your detail sheets. Present your estimated savings to management, develop your plans to implement the projects, and share your findings with EPA. You'll help make your site more efficient, earn Energy Star recognition for your participation, and inspire others to dig for their own hidden treasure. Visit energystar.gov/treasure hunt for a how-to guide and other resources to help you get started.
Alrighty, so here is an example of the treasure map for K through 12 schools. Let's see if we can get this. Alrighty, so treasure map just highlights some areas for students to inspect for some improvement opportunities. Not every item on here will be applicable to the student team. Let's see, so it begins with understanding facility management.
Can't see it.
You can't see it?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, okay. Well,
At least I can, yeah.
let's see. Let me do this. Okay, can you see that?
Yes.
Okay,
Thanks.
thank you. Alrighty, so here is the treasure map. Students will begin with understanding the information that we've input to Portfolio Manager and if there's any energy management plan at the school already. They'll take a look at the lighting in the school. This is one of the easier areas to notice. They'll look at the building envelope for any gaps in doors and windows. They'll look at equipment and plug loads in schools. You know, there's a lot of electronics, a lot of appliances that continue to suck power when they're not actually in use. I know there's computer labs, those computers sit idle for a lot of the time and they continually use energy when they're not in use. They'll look through the kitchen and cafeteria for any opportunities, and then also in the HVAC. This is an area in the checklist, it has things like calibrate the HVAC system. That's not something we are looking for the students to do, but understanding these systems and how they function in the school and seeing them, we just want them to have some experience with it. So let's go back to the presentation here. All right. So Energy Star used Sherwood Cass R8 school district as an example for how to conduct a proper treasure hunt. The school district is actually located in Creighton, Missouri. I think it's just over an hour southeast of Kansas City. So it's pretty cool to see a school in the region that's being recognized as a leader in this area. Hopefully we can do that for Kansas. The high school conducted a single treasure hunt with an average team size of 24. The team spoke with teachers and walked the halls looking for quick ways to save energy. Teams were able to identify several opportunities to improve efficiency. So we can see in the slide the items that they identified. A lot of them are just turning things off when they're not in use or removing some excess lighting. Very simple ways to reduce energy use without having to pay a lot or anything. So a simple treasure hunt has the potential to reduce a facility's energy use up to 15%. According to the school district's website, the district installed aerators for faucets to reduce water use and added Wi-Fi thermostats to better control and monitor heating and cooling. Shortly into their first year of the project, the school district reported it achieved 135% of expected savings on electricity. And in just 12 months, the school district saved 583,000 gallons of water, a reduction of 46% from its previous use. All right. So earlier we mentioned how our activities align with the NGSS, the Next Generation Science Standards. And so we actually listed our activities that we do at the Kansas Energy Program and compared them to the NGSS standards. So the results were pretty awesome. A lot of the activities that we have are already meeting a lot of the standards, particularly in the practices where students are asked to analyze and interpret, define problems, and offer solutions. So it's pretty exciting that a lot of our activities are already aligning with that. All righty, so paying for upgrades. If you get to that point where you want to implement some new technologies in your school, we are involved in another project providing technical oversight, the Facility Conservation Improvement Program. So the FCIP enables government-owned facilities to implement energy efficiency projects funded by the guaranteed energy savings of those projects through energy performance contracting. The KCC pre-qualifies energy service companies that provide services through a state contract. The process frees administrators from having to use requests for proposals, develop specifications, write contracts, or hire outside consultants and engineers. So it takes a lot of the burden off the school administrators. And then our role in it is to provide technical oversight. When that energy service company does their energy audit, we review their audit and ensure everything is in order. So although this project is designed to be led by the students after we get it started, we're going to be here through the whole process to provide any kind of support that you need. So we'll provide support to student groups with a benchmarking toolkit containing equipment that can be used during the energy audit and help when identifying improvement opportunities. I think this is one of the really cool and unique things about our project at the KEP. When looking at other schools that have done treasure hunts or done some kind of benchmarking, I haven't seen anyone that's been able to be hands-on in this way to use this kind of equipment. These are items that we typically take on our energy audits that we do at small businesses. So students will get opportunities to work hands-on with this professional equipment that we use regularly. And I think that's a really cool opportunity for them. And we already have all this equipment and we're loading it out anyway, so why not? Let's see. They're all handheld devices, relatively simple to use. It would take just a single training class with teachers and students to show them how to operate these, and then they're good to go. We'll also support student teams using Portfolio Manager. We'll create the initial profile and then provide instructions to students so they can create their own account for the school. And then we'll be able to transfer ownership. When we input the data, we have the ownership of the profile. We'll transfer that to the school's account. And then we can share that. So if you have any questions along the way, we can get in there and take a look at it and provide any advice or answer any questions. So we can also provide advice to student groups whenever they're conducting their energy audits, calculating savings, or looking for energy efficiency improvements. We're really here to support you guys in whatever way we can. For the teachers, there's a lot of freedom to integrate this material into their classroom. We're not educators, so we don't really want to tell anyone how to incorporate this. In the beginning, we were thinking of, what would a good energy team look like? And we thought maybe 10 students, everyone would have a big enough role where they were doing something and there weren't any free riders. But then that got into excluding some students, which we really don't want to do. We want everyone to have an opportunity to learn about this who wants to. So there's a lot of freedom for teachers to incorporate this, and we will support you in whatever way we can to make it happen for you. All right, so if this is something you're interested in, please contact us if you just have more questions. Again, my name is Kurt. I'm the lead for this benchmarking project. You can email me or visit our website for additional information and additional resources. Do we have any questions?
Hey, Kurt, this is David.
Hi, David.
Hello, everyone. This is David Carter. I'm with the Kansas Energy Program also. I just wanted to emphasize to any of the teachers or school organizations that are on the webinar that this doesn't have to be an all-in kind of participation. We know that there are some organizations that use other energy curricula. You're fine to continue using those, but if you want additional support from our program, we're more than happy to do that. And I say that knowing that Dan Whistler is on the webinar, and I know he's the educator in residence at Train, and I know they have an energy curriculum, and he's worked with several schools. But if you're using his curricula and you want to borrow some tools to augment that, we're here for that as well.
Thank you, David. Appreciate that.
I will say that Dan Whistler also works with Train, who does happen to be one of the state-approved energy service companies within the state of Kansas. So if you did elect to go on through the FCIP, their company is certainly one of the available options, not the only one. We don't endorse any one over the other, but they are certainly available to help implement any projects that you would have.
Is there guidance on such things as providing alternative means of energy to air condition a gym?
Alternative means as in renewable?
Well, I would imagine if we go with electric or something like that, it's going to be a big bill on a regular basis. And, if there'd be, I taught out in Ohio for a number of years, and in the town close to where we lived, the environmental science class did some research, and they were building a new school building. And they did some research on using geothermal versus other means. And they ended up presenting to the board. And so the school basically dug 40 wells, and that's how they heat and cool their buildings.
Oh, very cool. So I can tell you that the FCIP program does include renewable and so geothermal and solar could be part of those.
And I don't know, I mean, yeah, I'm a teacher and boards make these decisions, and I haven't been involved in working with that. And so I know we have various tournaments. I don't know how much of that's going to happen this next year in September, just because of COVID. But in past years, we've had various tournaments in our gym, and it gets pretty warm. And it's kind of unbearable for people.
Okay.
So they're looking at something like that, and I'm not sure how far along everybody is in that yet. But anyway, so just I may
Well-
throw in my 2 bits somewhere along the line.
So just to make a brief announcement about the Facility Conservation Improvement Program, you can have the ESCOs, the energy service companies, come over and do a preliminary audit. There is no cost for that audit. It's not going to be an in-depth dive into the calculations, but they will provide some estimated savings for you from that preliminary audit. You don't have to pay for anything until you request an investment grade audit. And at that time, even after they complete the investment grade audit, you can either go on to the energy performance contract, at which time regardless, whether you decide to go through into the EPC or whether you decide, okay, thank you, we have the audit, we'll proceed on our own, that there is a cost to that investment grade audit. But if you go onto the EPC, they can roll that into the rest of the contract. So you can have a preliminary audit done free of charge.
Yeah, okay. We are sitting in a place where in our district, wind energy, there are a number of towers that have been put up, so I don't know how that will all tie in either. So, but
And this is Ryan also with the Kansas Energy Program. We were actually just, Kurt and I were just at a school last week picking up a wind tunnel that we'd loaned out, and their school, they use geothermal for heating and cooling their school here in Kansas. So that could be an option.
okay.
All righty. Anyone else have a question? All righty.
Okay, as far as borrowing some of the equipment for, who do we contact there?
So you can go onto our website. We have a list of some of the equipment available, and you can submit a request through our website that will come to our email.
Okay, so that's Kansas Energy Program at ksu.org.
It's kansasenergyprogram.org.
Okay,
And you can also just, I mean, even if you just send Kurt's emails on there, you can send him an email too, and we'll get it taken care of.
okay. Yeah, I've got both junior high and physics, and so there may be applications which would be kind of cool. So,
Yeah. Yeah, and then one of our other big projects that we do is the Kid Win Challenge. If you're not familiar with that, it is an event we have where 4th through 8th grade and then 9th through 12th grade compete against each other to build a small wind turbine that we then test in our wind tunnels. And so we also test them with a knowledge quiz. They present their turbine in front of a judges panel, and we did an instant challenge this year where we surprised them on the day of with a small challenge.
okay.
Kurt, this is Dan. I would just add, supporting what you just shared with the Kid Win Challenge. My 30+ years of teaching, that activity is probably one of the most engaging student activities that I had the fun of being a part of. I appreciate what you guys do to help host that around the state.
Yeah. Thanks, Dan. All righty. Well, if no one has any other questions, I appreciate you all joining us today. Hopefully you learned something. If you have any questions after the webinar, just shoot us an email. I'll post this recording of this webinar on our website if you'd like to share it with anyone else, and share our contact information as well.
Thank you much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everybody.